Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Jackie Ray. This week, a lot of us will have conversations about where we were, how we felt, what we thought when we saw the plane hit and the first tower fall. Others will never truly understand how much the world has changed since then. For the safety of the residents here in Cagman, this tank is now closed, but the case into the missing sisters is not. Philoma and Milena would be 16 and 17 years old now, and DPS detectives say they will continue to work to try to find answers, close the case, and give the family the answers they need. Thanks, Sherry. And as you mentioned, tourists were stranded here on the island on November 4th after their flight suffered a computer error. Extra Airways ordered the part. It did have to come from Phoenix, and it arrived here on November 6th. The flight was operational 6 hours later, but by then Chinese tourists had already left the island. I did speak with Extra Airways Pacific Operations Manager Nick Nolte, and he says this all could have been avoided. The DEA arrest of the two backpack suspects was a direct result of a local pharmacy alerting authorities when they noticed suspicious purchasing activity. All pharmacies in the area are required to do so, and DPS will continue to follow every lead as well as work closely with the DEA in an effort to reduce methamphetamine in the CNMI. Two different phone calls to this same apartment building, and we were both told the same thing. We could not rent because we're not Chinese. Blatant discrimination and completely illegal. The problem is there's not much in the way of recourse. North Korea conducted its sixth and largest nuclear test on Sunday. In return, South Korea's military says it conducted a live fire exercise simulating an attack on North Korea's nuclear test site to send a strong warning. Half a day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Tuesday, September 26th. And if you were sitting on pins and needles wondering if the government shutdown was imminent, fear not, because today the governor signed the 2018 budget into law. Last month, the United Air Force announced it was thinking about opening some type of Air Force base on Tinian. This week, the Commonwealth Ports Authority held a meeting to clarify the details of that announcement. And here's Sherry Riggs with more. Thanks, Sherry. And as you mentioned, there is a sense of panic today as the contract workers have been reduced from 12,998 down to 9,998 for the 2018 fiscal year. You may also recall Governor Ralph Torres was confident we could avoid this very situation based on his relationship and promises made to him by President Trump. I spoke with the governor today, and he says the president can only operate within the confines of the law.
So what they're saying is that you need to start phasing it out because nothing has been done in the last 8 years. And you can't put on the 11th hour that all of a sudden, what's my relationship, but that it's a law.
Congressman Khalili Sablan believes the CNMI is the latest casualty of Trump's long-standing position.
As a candidate, Mr. Trump promised to get tough on immigration and protect American workers. And everyone who supported him heard him say that.
In 2014, Congressman Sablan agreed to terms that would allow contract workers to extend through 2019. Part of that agreement included removing Secretary of Labor's discretionary authority. Representative Demapon says that authority could have prevented the CW crisis.
Absolutely, because we all don't think that it should be reduced by more than one. But the fact of the matter is there's an existing federal law that has been there since 2008. And the only other person that's been there since 2008 from the Commonwealth is our congressman.
Congressman Sablan says legislation is all about negotiations, and removing the secretary's authority was necessary to maintain the Chinese tourism industry.
A Republican senator insisted on taking away the Secretary of Labor's authority. We fought the bar on asylum. The Marianas could potentially lose all of our Chinese and Russian tourists.
He says he hopes he and Governor Torres can work together to find a solution. However, Torres says that solution should not solely depend on his relationship with the president.
I just want the community to know that there's a big difference between my relationship with the president, endorsing the president, and what our Congressman Khalili. And that position, that's a federal position. That is his obligation. He or she holds that position. It's their obligation to go to the Capitol and fight for our people. It's not mine.
Now, obviously, this is a very urgent situation, and when I spoke with Congressman Sablan today, I asked him if he was hoping for the best but preparing for the worst, and he said absolutely not. He's confident that he and his team can get a bill passed that would allow for an extension for contract workers, and he's willing to work with Governor Torres and legislature to get that done. Sherry, back to you.